Hey, man, we are here with Damian Demon Hernandez from Cheesegrater Masturbation. What's up, buddy?
How you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm doing all right, man. I'm hanging in there. Thanks for calling in.
Good. Oh yeah, man. Thanks for having me in, man.
Hell yeah. So, we have a mutual friend in Rachel Martinez. She's been hooking us up with a whole lot of great bands out of the San Antonio region, and but you, I think, this is the first death band that she sent, man. What? I really hope you get your MP3s to her. So I really want to hear your band.
For sure, man. Yeah. I've sent her stuff from Bandcamp.com. So she's I think I got to send her another file.
Yeah. The thing is, she's kind of new at this. So we have a policy that for bands that aren't represented by a label and all that stuff, we tend to ask them to go ahead and email us the songs. That way it's like a consent thing, so that because people have been sued and it
like
just
copyright.
Right. So like if I go on your SoundCloud or whatever and download your song and start playing it on my show, I leave myself kind of actionable. So that's why
that makes sense.
The policy pretty much is, hey, go ahead and email us these songs, and the little bit of effort that it takes to email the songs, you're going to get 10 times what you put into it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, sounds good, man.
And bands, and honestly, a lot of bands that if they can't email me their music, then if I have to go work to find your stuff to play on the radio to give you like internet exposure to the world, I'm kind of not interested in you. You know what I mean? It's like there's bands out there that can't wait to get me their shit. You know? So,
for real, yeah. It gets kind of like corny after a while.
Yeah, especially when you deal with now. This has nothing. I just met you, so I'm not talking about you. But when you're dealing with like a small time second show band and they're way too cool to get you their music, come see me when you've done something, you know what I'm saying?
like don't be like, all right, nah, I don't want to, and then expecting to be at that level. It just gives them a bad look.
It's so much better the more humble an artist is. They come across so much better, and you can tell the veterans that have been around and have done this for a while that a lot of them are like that, and a lot of your new rookies are the ones that they think they have to have the David Lee Roth 1981 I sold 4 million records attitude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real. Yeah, like people that have been doing this for like a year, they're like, oh man, I'm out there already.
David Lee Roth, before you ever even heard of David Lee Roth, he spent most of his life on a stage before you've ever even heard of him. And before you ever even heard of Van Halen, he was playing to 2,000-3,000 people in Pasadena. I mean, he earned his little fucking attitude, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Nobody
he's
today
been playing
has.
Total time on stage is more than your life, you know what I mean? It's more than 20 years, It's more than whatever 18 years, however old they are.
That guy has forgotten more pussy that he's gotten than you'll ever get in your life, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly, yeah. Even if you're 100 years old, he's already had it.
Yeah, exactly. I think between him and Gene Simmons, they fucked every chick in the U.S. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. They've passed it on to every other thing out there.
Oh, yeah. So like their DNA is all in Next Generation.
Exactly. Yeah. So you wouldn't have to track them down. They could just get it from everybody.
That would be fucking.
Some woman, takes a piss in the restroom. All right, here's their DNA. There it is.
So tell us about Cheesegrater Masturbation. The first thing is the name, dude. You got to tell me the story behind the name, because that's incredible.
The name was from, I believe Jeff told me, our old bass player at the time came up with the name.
Right.
I honestly don't even know the backstory, because here's the thing: Cheesegrater Masturbation formed after, because Jeff and I used to both play in a band called Imperial Massacre. And so after Imperial Massacre disbanded, we came up with Cheesegrater Masturbation. So at the time, I kind of declined to join Cheesegrater Masturbation for a while, because I just kind of like Imperial Massacre was like my baby, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so I was like, all right, I'll stay with Imperial Massacre, try to revive the band. And unfortunately, I just couldn't, in a way. And then Jeff just told me, man, we got some good songs, written for Cheesegrater Masturbation. He goes, come on, man, because I want to keep jamming with you, And I go, right, you're right. And then so yeah, I gave in, and finally, Cheesegrater Masturbation was there. And then I had asked Jeff too. I go, it's like Cheesegrater Masturbation, who came up with the name? He's like, he goes, I believe Angel, this guy named Angel, one of my friends. I was like, and I think he told me the story of it, but it went blank on that. But yeah, that's how Cheesegrater Masturbation formed. And I kind of like, in a way, when I first heard Cheesegrater Masturbation, I was like, man, I go, Cheesegrater Masturbation. I go, what? I mean, that's a good name, but in a way, like no one has that name. You know what I mean? Like, so all these other bands kind of have like the same words and same name of some sort.
Yeah, you got a point there. I never really thought of it that way, but yeah, Cheesegrater Masturbation. But it gives me imagery right away, like ooh.
Yeah, yeah. I've told that to numerous other people, like even people that don't listen to metal.
Right.
Like they'll know I'm in a band, or even girls. They're like, ooh. They're like, ouch. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, it gives them a lot of image. They're like, ow. Or there was one time I told a police officer, I had gotten pulled over one time. I told a police officer, yeah. He goes, you play in a band? Because he saw I had all my equipment, all my gear in my backseat and everything. He's like, I go, yeah. He goes, oh, what kind of music do you play? Do you play polka? I was like,
yeah.
I was like, no. I go, I play metal. And he's like, oh, nice. He goes, you play in a band? I go, yeah. He goes, what's the name of your band? I go, Cheesegrater Masturbation. He's like, he takes off his glasses. He's like, Cheesegrater Masturbation. I was like, yeah. I was like, yep, that's it. He goes, wow. He goes, all right, man, you have a good day, and hope to see Cheesegrater Masturbation around sometime. I was like, you got it, sir.
Oh, see, back in the old school days, you'd have gotten 2 tickets.
Oh, yeah, for real.
And a resisting arrest, and a driving while black, and everything that they do today, but they would have just did it with billy clubs back then.
For real. That's true. For real, man.
See, people don't remember that it was game on to beat up metalheads and punk rockers in the 80s. I mean, it was... Yeah. When if the cops beat you, well, they deserved it. The juvenile delinquents. It's not like that anymore for music.
Like,
but
I think about a few years ago, I read the story about it. Forgot her name, but this British girl and her boyfriend. It happened in England. They were both beat up by a bunch of like, what do you call it? Not sort of like Christian kind of thug people, and they were both killed because of the results of the beatings, because they were both gossip and metalheads. That's why they were murdered.
Yeah, that
kind
of attitude was real popular in the 80s.
Yeah, for real. Especially back in the 80s when everything was new, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and everything was of the devil, so you had the whole religious right against everything,
Yeah, the devil's music, rock and roll is the devil's music, and like, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, it is. I mean, if you want to look into it that way, and you start looking on why the church says that that's the devil's music because of the trichords and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, rock and roll is around that. And so yeah, according to that definition, it is the devil's music. I think the devil has great taste in music.
Devil has amazing taste in music. I mean, damn, thank the devil, man.
So, tell me your main influences. Like, who has influenced you to play the music you play now?
My dad.
Your dad? That's an odd one. I mean,
my dad.
Your dad.
Yes, when I was born into just rock and roll, heavy metal. My dad was always about just rock and roll. Like, I remember being first rock and roll song I ever heard was "Shock Me" from Kiss. And at the time, I was 8 years old. I was like, "What is this? Like, what is this crap?"
Yeah, mine was some Quiet Riot. Come on, feel the noise, like when they played on when they played on Solid Gold because they were the #1 hit, and it was like, oh my God, what is this?
Yeah. For real, yeah. Quiet Riot, yeah. That was one of my influences as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they were the first metal band to score a #1 hit.
What was that?
They were the first metal band to score a number one song.
Oh wow. Oh yeah. They were Quiet Riot.
Yep. That's why. Yeah.
I remember.
That's why they got to get on Solid Gold, and it was like the Solid Gold dancers had no fucking answer to what they were doing.
Right? Yeah. And all that kind of stuff. And I had told, at that time I had, my dad was listening to like Motorhead, Saxon, of course, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest.
Oh, yeah.
Sabbath, AC/DC. My dad's a huge AC/DC. Yeah, especially Whitesnake. Yep. My dad's a huge AC/DC fan. They call him, his name is Gus. But back then in his high school days, in his young days, they used to call him Angus.
Yeah.
Because, for Gus. And
yeah,
even all his old cousins and friends even still call him Angus. Hey, Angus, and finally I was about 12 years old. I told my dad, like, hey, I kind of like, since I've been around, rock and roll my entire life, I like this stuff now, and I was just always, then my dad will go into more like Sepultura, Morbid Angel. And then at that point, I was like, what is this crap are you listening to, Like, I would tell him, I would criticize it so much, like, man, these guys sound like they've got sore throats or something like that. I would talk so much crap about it. And then finally I got used to hearing it. I'm like, I like this stuff. He goes, yeah. I told you were going to like it.
I got a weird Sepultura story.
Oh, man.
Back in the late 80s, in an area called Allentown, Pennsylvania, we were about 90 miles outside of downtown Manhattan. We had a little place called the Airport Music Hall, and back then nobody knew who Sepultura was, so we all called them, who the fuck is Sepultura? Who the fuck is Sepultura, right? So I went to the show, and I didn't smoke cigarettes, but all the cool people did at the time, so I went out and hung out with them. And, I mean, like I said, they were nobodies yet, but Max Calavera was out there smoking, and he could barely speak English, man. He was like, you like heavy music? And we're like, who the fuck? Shut the fuck up, guys. Smoke your cigarette, He wasn't,
right.
Nobody knew who he was yet. He was just some dude with weird hair that, didn't speak English. And he's like, oh.
For real, yeah. Like, odd one,
Yeah, we're like, shut up, dude, but yeah. So, so a little history of the band. You gave us a little history of the band. So what is going on now? Are you playing shows? Are you recording? Are you writing cycle? Tell us what's going on now.
Yeah, right now we back in June we recorded the Naked and Afraid EP, and followed by a tour that went on in December, West Coast tour. We traveled all through California, LA, Anaheim area, Las Vegas, and Arizona. Right. And that's we did that tour. Now we're in the process of writing and recording a full-length album.
Excellent.
Called Slice from Head to Cunt.
Ooh.
And I told Jeff, I go, I got a pretty cool song title, Slice from Head to Cunt, and sure enough, I started writing all the music for it, and like we're in the writing and recording process. We're gonna get to recording it as soon as everything's finished, and we've been playing. We actually got a show coming up Wednesday, the 17th, with Excruciating Terror and Captain Cleanoff.
Wednesday night now. Is that in San Antonio?
It's gonna be in San Antonio at the Limelight. Yes.
Okay, so is Wednesday night good in San Antonio? I know here in Nashville, honestly, Wednesday is like that's usually like a ladies' night or something to get people in the bar.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, usually, honestly, I haven't played any weekday shows too much. I think we used to play Meat and Metal Mondays there on Monday night, and they used to be a good turnout. But yeah, especially with the guys in Captain Cleanoff and Excruciating Terror. I mean, honestly, I think it would be a pretty a pretty decent night. It won't be honestly like a Saturday, a Friday, or a Saturday, but
Right.
I think it would be pretty decent amount of heads there.
All right. So
yeah,
obviously you guys write about some brutal stuff, man. So where do you get your inspiration from?
Watching horror movies, man.
Horror movies, yeah.
Horror movies, yeah. Like horror movies has been with me since just like rock and roll, just the day I was born. Yeah, horror movies, all the stuff. Pretty much like all our other song titles, like Road Rage Murder is about just people that just stupid drivers that don't know how to drive and all that. Yeah, like just dumb drivers, because our vocalist Jeff was involved in a pretty bad accident and injured him pretty bad, and he wasn't able to play with us for a while, but now he's back. He's better now. But yeah, he's like, man, he goes, I dedicate this song, to these stupid drivers, especially in San Antonio. I mean, San Antonio's got a lot of stupid drivers and just all over the place.
Yeah.
But yeah, like all of the new full-length stuff is gonna be just horror movies.
So when do you when do you foresee the new material getting released?
Hopefully by the end of this year or the beginning of next year.
Okay.
Around that time, by the time we recorded and stuff like that.
Well, definitely.
Which recording process won't take too long.
Definitely get us some of the stuff you already have recorded, so we can start playing you.
Sounds good, yeah,
Metalhead
for sure.
Radio. Get them to Rachel Martinez, or get them to submissions at beardedclamshow.com. So
for sure, yeah, I'll go ahead and get that right away. Sounds great.
So now, what you got coming up in the future? I mean, you said you're writing. You got a release coming out. Are you going to do another tour? Are you videos? What do you got coming up in the future?
Yeah, we've got. We're planning on an East Coast tour around August-ish, and yeah, hopefully we're going to be around in the East Coast around August, September-ish, and hopefully play Full Terror Assault in Chicago, I believe.
At the festival?
So yeah, festival up in Chicago. Yeah, and then hopefully, haven't heard the guys talk about it yet, but Gutfest wanted us to play again this year, because we played last year, Gutfest up in Colorado Springs. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what we've got coming up. And as far as like for me goes, I've got another sort of side jazz blues band going on.
Right.
So yeah, I'm looking at doing some more of that, and because jazz and blues have always been with me, since playing guitar. I started playing a bunch of stuff like Jimi Hendrix, B.B. King, a lot of acoustic stuff too, and stuff like that. So
you're a student. You're a student of the guitar.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That's good. I've been playing since the mid '80s, so it's like I go through lulls. Sometimes I can't put it down. Other times I don't pick it up. So it's.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get back into it now, knocking the rust off the fingers and shit.
Yeah, for real. It's good to get back into. Always something to keep with you forever.
So I see you're a Jackson King V fan.
Yes, I love Jackson.
Oh, I'm a Jackson King V player myself, brother.
Nice. All righty.
Yeah, I look at you got some Marshall. Are those, what kind of cabs are those? Those Marshall cabs you got rocking?
These are. I think this is the MA B cabinet.
Okay.
The slanted. Yeah, and I have a 1960 A cabinet, which goes with my JCM 2000. Marshall.
I'm rocking a 6505 plus, powered down to 60 watts, and I got two custom Mesa Boogie Mark IV cabinets that I just won't ever part with.
Oh, nice! So, I played for a couple of those.
Yeah, they're. It's got 65s in the bottoms and vintage 30s in the tops, and it's fucking incredible. I love it. I'll never change it.
And these will punch your ass, I bet, those 65s.
Oh yeah, they were especially made for Judas Priest.
Nice.
I don't even know how. I don't even remember how I got a hold of them. Really, that was back in my drinking days, and I have no clue how I got them. But
right.
I probably won some. I probably won a hand at blackjack or something when I was fucking blitzed. But anyway.
True. Yeah. And you get. That's pretty funny, man.
It's like I have a very sanitized memory of those years, and every once in a while I'll run into somebody that I knew back then. They're like, "Hey," and they'll remind me of all kinds of shit, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I should be in jail."
You're like, "Uh-oh," like I dodged a bullet there.
Like, ooh, man, how did I dodge jail that night? You know what I'm saying?
For real, like that's a 1 in a million chances right there.
It used to be a party, man, but the mood all changed, and we're trying to bring that party mood back, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's hard, man, because people don't want to party like they used to.
Yeah, especially
they forgot how.
Yeah, especially people now in their 50s, you know.
Yeah.
I party, man. I used to party back in 1979, 1980, and and now I can't party no more. Whatever health problems they come up with,
health or legal problems.
Legal problem is I think the main disease.
I was saying most of your real metal fans can't go to shows because they're on house arrest.
Yeah, I've had several of them come up. Like, yeah, man, I'm on probation. I can't go to bars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe
I gotta be home before 9.
Maybe it's time to invest in some broadcasting cameras and fucking be like, all right, but you better buy a shirt, motherfucker.
For real, yeah. Buy a CD. Give us something, you asshole.
I think the next band that can perform in front of cameras is if there's 20,000 people there. That's going to be the next big thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, especially with. Go for it.
I mean, even like Lamb of God and stuff like that, they put movies on tour, and I bet you they made a lot more money doing that than they did in fuel costs, food. Just that alone right there is in a couple, at least, I can't even begin to imagine, but I'm sure it's not in the tens of thousands of dollars right there. Whereas you spend all the money in the on your production equipment and your editing equipment, and you never really have to spend it again now, do you?
Yeah, it's not so much as far as doing the physical work. Yeah, I mean that's the beauty of the internet.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to do about an hour, a 45-minute to an hour movie where the music is the album is the soundtrack to this movie. Like a short movie, like 45 minutes, You could put 4 or 5 songs in 45 minutes.
Yeah, true, you could.
So that's just one of the things I was thinking about doing. So
sounds like a good thing to do.
Tell everybody how they can get in touch and learn all things Cheesegrater Masturbation.
Cheesegrater Masturbation, Facebook.com or Facebook.com/Cheesegrater Masturbation. Anything on our Bandcamp as well. Get us through there.
Now, what do you like Bandcamp more than let's say Reverb Nation?
Aren't they pretty much almost like the same, similar almost?
I haven't used either one in like 5 years, so I really don't know what they are now.
Yeah, because I think Bandcamp is just, to us, it's always been very convenient. We had in our last band, Imperial Massacre had Bandcamp, and we did pretty good there. And then on Bandcamp here with Cheesegrater Masturbation, it's doing pretty good. We're not like kind of people like, all right, $10 for this album. We just name your price, whether if it's $1 a song, it's that'll make us happy,
Right.
$1, $2. I mean, you know, you want to pay $4 for the whole album for 5 songs, and that's totally cool with us. I mean, you know,
like
money
type
isn't
thing.
everything.
Like a karma
So
type
like
thing. Pay what you feel. Pay what we deserve.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right, we're gonna wrap this up, and really want to thank you for calling in. But before we go, we got to get you to cut me a bumper. So it's
cut
gonna
you a
go.
bumper.
Yep. Hold on, I'll get it 1 second here. I'm on your Facebook page, so I'm like looking around, looking. Yep. Hey, this is Damian Demon Hernandez of Cheesegrater Masturbation, and you're listening to the Bearded Clam Show on metalheadradio.com. So whenever you're ready.
This is Damian Demon Hernandez from Cheesegrater Masturbation. Thanks for watching, and thanks for having me, Kevin.
All right, man. So we will check you out, and make sure you get those songs to Rachel Martinez.
Sounds good. I'll go ahead and do that right now.
All right, brother. Thank you, and I'll be looking forward to hearing from you again real soon.
All righty, brother. Looking forward to hearing from you as well.
All right, buddy.
Take care, man.
Bye.
Later, bro.
This is DJ Nova telling you to tune in to the Bearded Clam Show Friday nights at 8 on metalheadradio.com. Come jam out with your clam out.